presidential candidate, a phenomenon that has taken even seasoned political analysts by surprise. A growing grassroots movement born on the internet to elect a virtual unknown to the highest office in the country. It began on a popular online chat site where Diana Faison, a former Maxim model, hosts a weekly talk show.
It all started as a joke. Somebody called in and said, hey, I've got this great friend who could be president. And I thought, you know what, we have access to a lot of people, so why not see if we can make it happen?
But no one could have anticipated what happened next. What began as a joke turned into a groundswell of popular support for a candidate nobody had ever heard of.
All of a sudden, literally thousands of people were chatting and texting in to support this random person who they didn't even know for president. And I thought, what have we started here?
What they had started was what political analysts are now calling a massive nationwide political movement.
We may be witnessing an historically unprecedented situation where an unknown candidate poses a tangible threat to Republican and Democratic candidates in this context.
Across the country, people from all walks of life are making an extraordinary show of support for a candidate who, so far, no one has ever seen.
How about you ladies? Who are you voting for? Would you like me to show you?
Sure. Oh, okay.
Looks like this is one candidate who's coming up from behind. For Channel 3 News, I'm Colleen Hay.
They lying. They found the weed on you, didn't they?
It wasn't mine.
Then what is this that I found in your bedroom?
Hello, Ma. It is a lamp, and this is where you turn it on at. Excuse me.
Here. Now, you're going to have to take that THC test and get into a 4-year college, or I'm a J. You are the first member of this family to go to college. But 6 years at a 2-year community college is not what I had in mind.
Tell the truth.
Baby, I got a dream that one day I could put your college diploma here under my Jesus, who's master of this house, next to your brother, prison-issued barber certificate, and your sister's weed master degree. Now, don't disappoint me. They wear nasty ass, just like your father.
Ma, why you always gotta be talking to me?
Bitches ain't nobody. Go warm me up some pork chopper chunk.
Is that all, Mama?
Wash your nasty ass.
Is that all, Mama?
Hello, folks. My name is Wayne Barbosa, and I'm your host here at CapeVerdean.net. This is about the Parting Ways project. It seems something's going on in town. People can't find jobs. They don't know their past. They're worried about their present. And they really have no future. And it seems to be all by design. I have tried my best to get in there and help anybody that was looking for it. Help create these jobs. Because that's all a man needs, or a woman, or a child. Oh yes. I ran many youth programs. Raised 13 kids, you know they had to work. Well, this particular story is going to take us to the downtown area on Broad Street, right at the highway, across the street from Crossroads. Crossroads is a homeless shelter and a processing center. Sometime. All right, this stuff was done at home, and it's waterproof, shatterproof, and heat resistant. Now, how much would you pay for something like that to be done for you? For your family, you want to be your daughter or something?
My kid's face on something like that. Shatterproof.
Heat resistant. This will make a hurricane,
$150.
flood, tornado, it will survive.
$150.
Okay, now, what I'm going to tell you, after I show you another one. Now, this is a flat panel, regular photograph with some snapshots on the edges. Now, how much would you pay for something like that?
$50.
Okay. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, the wood burn only cost me about $1 to make. $1.
Wow.
So how much money would you make profit if you was to sell this?
Okay. $49 profit.
There you go.
Sold it to me.
Now again, 50 cents, 75 cents.
Wow. That's amazing.
So there's a great profit to be made. Okay? Now what I did back in the day with my kids is I showed them not only, first I showed them how to make the flags. Then we went to furniture. Now this is the headboard of a bed for a boy, a little boy, or a baby. This is the headboard, it's a king tut thing. Right? And it's all waterproof, shatterproof, heat resistant. And these are their names, you know, the hieroglyphics. So basically, a bed like that, made out of maple, you know what that would cost. Over here we have a bureau. As you can see, I don't know if you can get close up on these wood burns. We have the lion right here, one burn on each side. And this is the Egyptian winged scarab on top. We have the two Egyptian pharaohs and stuff in the face. So this is Egyptian theme. Right? Now something like that there, we first found this in the garbage, this piece, and we attached the little emblems you see, and we burned it. Then we poured the plastic, and then we attached this mirror. This mirror doesn't belong to it. Now what would you pay for something like that?
It's like a $300 piece right there.
Okay, thank you. And this one over here is a telephone table. All waterproof, shatterproof, heat resistant, nice and strong. And these are all antique pieces, old pieces, that otherwise would go in the garbage. In fact, that's where we get these things. We find them in the garbage. Then we take them apart, sand them, paint them, and laminate them, or put them in the burn, which is going to be. Yeah. All right, so basically what I'm trying to show you is you can make a living right out of your own, house, in your own apartment. You don't have to go to work. If you don't have a job, you've got to make a living. This is one of the ways to do it. Would you agree?
I would agree.
Good, excellent. That's a good shot for today. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You was Parting Ways has an announcement to make. I got this email yesterday, and as you can see, this is about 100 cc's. That means copies went to places like the White House and lawyers and all the news press and so forth. And what it reads is that yesterday, Congress, the 111th Congress, actually put on the floor the Parting Ways project to build a memorial on for the Black Patriots on the Washington Mall. So when you go to Washington, D.C., you'll see Abraham Lincoln, you'll see all, but you're also going to see the Black Patriots. And the brother that is responsible for that, his name is Maurice Barbosa. He's a member of the family. All right, Washington, D.C., Senator Joe Lieberman and Chuck Grassley, who's a Republican from Arizona, introduced legislation today that would authorize the establishment of a memorial in Washington, D.C. to recognize the African-American patriots who fought in the United States during the Revolutionary War. According to the Daughters of the American Revolution, over 5,000 African-Americans, including over 800 from Connecticut, served as soldiers or sailors for the U.S. during the Revolutionary War. This bill is inspired by the work of Maurice Barbosa, a Connecticut native who, after discovering a distant relative of his had fought for the American forces during the Revolutionary War, has passionately fought for these patriots to receive the recognition they deserve. Barbosa has also founded the National Mall Liberty Fund, D.C., a private nonprofit organization that would be entirely responsible for raising funds needed to construct a memorial on Washington Mall. The legislation was previously introduced in the 111th Congress by former Senator Chris Dodd, along with Senator Grassley. Grassley co-sponsored similar legislation more than 2 decades ago, during the 1980s. A group of young Iowans helped organize and establish the initial push for such a memorial. And an African-American Revolutionary War patriot named Cato Meade, who originally was the Connecticut's from Connecticut, spent his final years in southeastern Iowa, and there is a memorial there dedicated to me and the Montrose Cemetery in Lee County. The important role that the African American played during the Revolutionary War is too often overlooked. Lieberman said, "This memorial will honor the patriots who sacrificed and assure that this important part of our national history is not forgotten. The nation's capital is an appropriate place to honor the part of African Americans who played a role in the revolution." Now, this is in Washington, D.C. Now, myself and the president of Rhode Island First Father went to Washington to meet Maurice, and he had really been working on it for years and told us about how it was hard to get the people to recognize these patriots, and he had been working for 10 years. Now, I personally have been working up in Plymouth on some land that we got back from some revolutionary soldiers who had died there and were buried there, and they gave us 26 acres of land to build a memorial, and we have 10 years to build it. So basically what we found out through this research as historical as it can be is that these men not only got land and their freedom, but they was also able to establish a township. And every one of these men who fought for this Revolutionary War cause were, when the war was over, got land and they got their freedom. So when we find out that, like I said yesterday, it was a great day for them to put the bill on the floor for a Washington memorial right up on the mall is quite an accomplishment. And we want to thank Brother Maurice Barbosa for his years in dedication to get that memorial built. Again, now we're in Rhode Island, and we're going to. I met with the National Guard, a historian, and it turns out to be almost 700 graves out here. And we're going to do the same thing here as we did in Washington and what we did in Massachusetts. So I thank all of you who pay attention to our websites and our Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Our TV show is on Thursday at 5 o'clock and Saturday at 9:30 p.m. Hope you stay tuned and keep abreast. We're going to have updates on the news, what's going on in the neighborhood, what the fathers have to face every day.
They're going to be doing that building over. See that building right there? Yeah. Ain't about to be doing that building right there. I'm in the studio right now. It's in the works.
So you got a website?
Yeah, he got a little website. You know, he does videos and stuff like that. Both my brothers actually. One just
Well, what's the name of his business?
If it was something that I personally was working on, and I was already involved in several other websites that this seem to really get to the point and shit. But when you get the First Fatherhood thing, something that really strikes me about it, I hope you don't mind, don't take nothing that I say wrong, okay? Here's something that you've been working on for what? How many years?
Which one? Fatherhood?
Yeah,
That goes back to 2001.
I know that. 2001.
Yeah.
So for 9 years, 10 years.
Well, it's 2011, man.
Oh, right. Come to think about it, it's a lot of years.
Yeah.
And if it hasn't worked in all those years, what makes you think it's going to work now?
There's an old saying. It's called "Never Give Up."
And
Yeah, but I'm not trying to get them to drink.
yeah,
I got
I just
8
don't understand.
billion people on this planet.
yeah.
Maybe
At
about.
least.
All right.
Yeah.
And internet is seeing almost a third of what these people are getting access to or information through the internet. If you have reached that many people, the idea of changing people's minds changes the world. Has quantum logic in it. You know what I'm saying? In other words, it's a scientific fact that what people believe in is what
Come
makes
about.
them
Exactly.
right.
I agree with you. I agree
The
with you
more
100%.
people believe in it, the more support, more manifestation of what you're talking about.
Well, my main concern would be, say, yeah, they did give you a building, and you can say maybe you got a grant. how would you how would you show these people, ones that you're planning on mentoring, that if you let's take someone that's living in where Steve lives. Yeah, okay.
Can I stop this second?
Yeah.
Over 24 million children in the U.S. grow up without their fathers.
64.
64.
64.
64.
You made me a part of the 64.
.64% of African American children grow up without a father.
I didn't nurse to be here.
Let me guess. It didn't work out.
You never told me you loved me.
So I accepted it from the first man that did.
If you don't teach me how to be a man,
How will I know? You taught me my first magic trick. How to disappear.
All grown up with the broken heart of a little girl.
Father's Day? Just another Mother's Day for me.
I continued the cycle. I tried hard not to repeat.
Everyone should have a dad.
Since it hurts too much, it's just better to ignore. Abandonment.
Abandonment. Abandonment. Abandonment.
Didn't mean to put a monkey wrench in your plan.
Rejection.
rejection.
Rejection. Rejection. Rejection.
Rejection. I can't even have a successful relationship with the man.
Because I keep running into you.
I think about you.
Did you ever think about me?
Did you want a boy instead?
I don't get it.
I hide behind mine.
My mom said I look like my dad.
The only time you visited me.
The only time he visited me was in the mirror.
My mom said I look like my dad. The only time he visited me was in the mirror.
I'll soon have to change my number.
It's rising.
I forget the show. You must have watched it a few times.
Picking.
Yeah.
American Picking.
Yup, that's the one. That's the one. That's the one. These guys are millionaires.
Hold up. What do you think I would be if I didn't have 13 kids and I kept that money for myself over the years?
13, unlucky number.
Do you think I would have had $1 million?
Unlucky number, 13.
But do you think I would have... Okay, now check this out. You're going to see what happened in OIC. But before I show it to you, 50 some odd people were supposed to come out of their classrooms at 4 o'clock.
I mean, you know.
There was an altercation at the school prior to the class, around lunch, right after lunch. This altercation cleared the building to the point that when I got there, nobody was manning the doors, the receptionist wasn't there, nobody at all, not a soul. I was in the building set up for 20 minutes before someone came out.